Good morning, everybody, and welcome to World Book Week. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. I hope you are raring to go for the last week of home learning. It's very exciting because we've got World Book Week this week, but also it's exciting because next week we get to welcome back the rest of the children that are part of our Eton Park family. So that's really, really exciting for us all, and we can look forward to that. But for this week in particular now, we are focusing on World Book Week, with World Book Day being on Thursday, when we get to come into school in our pyjamas or stay at home in our pyjamas. And hope you're all excited for all the fun activities that we've got planned for you. Okay, so this assembly is going to concentrate on three things. The first one is, what is World Book Day and World Book Week? The second thing for us to be thinking about is why we celebrate World Book Day at Eton Park and why it's important for us as an academy. And the third thing is, we're going to be thinking about what World Book Week is going to look like for us in school. And I'm going to share with you some of the exciting and fun things that we're going to be doing together. Okay, so World Book Week 2021. So I just wanted to share with you about World Book Day, and World Book Day is actually a charity. Okay, so it's a charity on a mission to help change children's lives by making reading together and reading for pleasure a habit for life. So what this charity aims to do, children, is to inspire you and encourage you to read, okay, every single day. And that means that's what a habit is. If you've got a habit of reading, that means you're doing it often, you're doing it every day, and you're enjoying it. And that's what reading for pleasure means. You are picking up a book because you enjoy reading and finding out about new things and traveling to different places in your mind. Okay, so World Book Day, as a charity, they believe that reading for pleasure is the best way to help all children succeed in the future. Okay, so when you leave primary school, they believe that reading for pleasure helps you when you go into secondary school. And when you're in secondary school, they believe that if you continue reading for pleasure, if you carry on with those habits and carry on that journey, you will then succeed in your future life, going on to further education, whether it be college and university, and then finally when you're going to be successful in getting your jobs and going on to your career journey when you're older. Reading, basically, children, is the key to opening up that world and being successful in it. Okay, and that's what the World Book Day charity believes, as we do in school at Eton Park. They say that sharing stories together for just 10 minutes a day will encourage a real love of reading. And as we know, and this is why we celebrate books in school, it's fun for everybody. One last thing to share from World Book Day as a charity is that they say you can read together anywhere and everywhere, from breakfast time in the morning to bedtime in the evening. And that's true, isn't it? You can read in the park, you can read on the train, on the sofa at home. If you're going on holiday, we can read on a plane. Reading and sharing stories can happen anywhere at any time. And I hope that you agree, children, that that's what we try to do at Eton Park in school where reading is concerned. Okay, so why is it important for us then? At Eton Park, we're a school and we've got our own beliefs and our own values, haven't we? Okay, so why is celebrating World Book Day important for us? So I hope you would agree that these things are important for us. It's having that time to share our love of books and discuss and recommend our favourite ones. It's really powerful, isn't it? If you are able to come across a fantastic book and read it and then share it with somebody else and you inspire them to read it, that's a really special thing to do for somebody. So celebrating World Book Day, World Book Week is also about reminding ourselves that being able to read is the best way to learn new things. Okay, If we don't read, basically children, we don't learn. Celebrating books is a chance for us to continue to read in every subject across the curriculum, to find out those new things. For example, in science and history, reading is so important, not just in English lessons, children, it's in every single lesson across the curriculum. Okay, and celebrating World Book Week is another opportunity for us to read across the curriculum in those different subjects. I think it's important that we show that we're thankful for books and everything that they do to help us. That's another reason why we're having this special week in school. And then it's all about, and this is possibly the main thing for us children, it's all about enjoying the excitement and the magic that books can bring, and travel to different places. Okay, in our minds we can go to different places, different settings, think about different characters and go on the journey with them. And it really is a form of escapism, isn't it? It helps us to think about other things. Perhaps if we're upset about something or we're not having a particularly very good day, my advice to you is to pick up a book and go somewhere else. Okay. So what will World Book Week look like at Eton Park Academy throughout this week? Okay, so the first exciting thing is that we've got these reading menus. Now, class teachers will be posting these on your Class Dojo pages today, okay? And it's like what we've just discussed, well, what I've just talked to you about rather, is about that reading across the curriculum. Okay, so you're going to have 5 different subjects up there. This is an example one. It might not be the one that you're going to have posted for you from your teacher, but this one has got art, ICT, geography, DT and science. And you've got different activities. For example, you could design a new cover for your favourite book, create a book nuke, design a book cover, okay, involving rock art, or design a World Book Day bookmark. And all of these different activities will be up there, uploaded on Dojo for you to work on throughout the week. And you can choose 2 or 3 of these from the menu. You might want to have art, geography and science maybe. Perhaps you're more passionate about DT and ICT, so you could do some activities from those examples there on the menu. So that is the first thing that's going to be amazing for us to carry out, and hopefully we'll be able to share with the rest of the school towards the end of the week. The second thing that we're going to be doing as a whole school is celebrating authors. The people, the very important people that write all of these books for us. They entertain us and they inspire us to do things ourselves in our own lives. Okay, maybe they inspire you to pick up another book that they've written, or perhaps they even inspire you to become a writer yourself. Okay, and we're going to celebrate different authors in different year bands. So it's time now for me to share with you which authors they are going to be. So in nursery, you are a bunch of lucky spuds here because you're going to be focusing upon the author, the writer, Eric Carle. Okay, now Eric Carle has written fantastic books that we will all remember if we're in the other year bands, in Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2. We will remember the Very Hungry Caterpillar. Okay, perhaps we remember The Tiny Seed or The Grouchy Ladybug, all books that Eric Carle has written. Now on here you will see 5 fun facts. Now I can read them to you because the screen will be very small for you. 5 fun facts about Eric Carle, the author. Number 1, The Very Hungry Caterpillar is translated in over 50 languages. That's how popular this story is. Number 2, he has illustrated more than 70 books. Wow. Number 3, and remember, Okay, so Eric Carle there, he's not just an author, he's an illustrator. So he has designed and drawn all of the pictures that are in the book as well. So he is a really special man, isn't he? Number 3, Brown Bear, what do you see? This started his own career there as an author. So that was the very, very first book that he wrote. Number 4, Eric Carle was awarded a fantastic award in America in 2003. Okay, which there shows that it's not just us at Eton Park that like his storybooks, it's everybody around the world. He's touching upon every single person there across the world with his books. So everybody will know his name because of the things that he's done for us and the things that he's written and the messages that are inside his books as well, the morals to his stories. And number 5, Eric Carle's books are estimated to have sold more than 103 million copies worldwide. So that is a lot of people, a lot of children enjoying his storybooks. So I hope nursery you have a fantastic week exploring everything that Eric Carle has to offer for you. Okay, reception. You're going to focus on the author, Sue Hendra. Oh, now she has written the books that you can see there on the board. Barry the Fish with Fingers. We've got Keith the Cat with the Magic Hat. Okay, really exciting there. Now, what I've got for you here, if it's going to work hopefully for us, I've actually got a video of Sue Hendra reading Barry the Fish with Fingers. I'm going to play that for you now, children. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and that just gives you a little bit of an insight reception there into the stories that you're going to have this week with Miss Barlow and Miss Hayes. How exciting. Okay, year one, your author focus for the week is Julia Donaldson. We all know all of the fantastic books Julia Donaldson has written, from The Gruffalo to Room on the Broom, The Monkey Puzzle, Zog, The Smartest Giant in Town. So I'm really pleased that we get to learn about her this week. She's a fantastic author. Okay, and a very interesting person as well. So if you look down here, it says Julia Donaldson, a biography. So we've got a non-fiction text there that we could also focus on, and that would give us real information and true facts about Julia Donaldson as a person and her life. What I wanted to share with you then was this poem that Julia Donaldson has written. And this really encompasses everything that we are trying to do here this week for World Book Week. So listen carefully to this. It's called I Opened a Book. I opened a book and in I strode. Now nobody can find me. I've left my chair, my house, my road, my town and my world behind me. I'm wearing the cloak. I've slipped on the ring, I've swallowed the magic potion. I fought with a dragon, dined with a king, and dived in a bottomless ocean. I opened a book and made some friends. I shared their tears and laughter, and followed their road with its bumps and bends to the happily ever after. I finished my book and out I came. The cloak can no longer hide me. My chair and my house are just the same, but I have a book inside me. And that's written by Julia Donaldson, and really is a fantastic way to show again the different magical places that you can escape to, that you can go to, and the things that you can learn, okay, just from opening a book. Year two are going to be focusing on an author that I hadn't heard about before year two spoke to me about this, and it's an author called Rachel Bright. And really, from just having a look at these front covers and from the titles, Love You Who, The Lion Inside, and The Way Home for Wolf, I think that she's an excellent author, focusing all about animals and where they live, okay? And I believe that these storybooks are really going to help you with other learning across the curriculum, whether it be science in terms of learning about animals and habitats and where they live, or perhaps geography, the way home for Wolf. How does he get there? Where does he live? He seems to me, looking at that front cover, is a very snowy place. I wonder which parts of the world that wolf might be living in there. Okay, so just examples there of how we can be using a storybook, but also thinking about other subjects. It's really important for us all children. I hope you, year two, really enjoy focusing on Rachel Bright. Year three, Anthony Browne. He's written books called Gorilla, Willie and Hugh, The Tunnel, okay? And I found some really interesting facts about Anthony Browne as an author. I've popped some on this screen for you here. Number one, when he was a boy, he wanted to be a journalist, a cartoonist, or a boxer. So, very important here, children. He's got lots of different ambitions, okay? And he had many aspirations as a child, so he didn't just focus in on one. He gave himself many opportunities to explore. You think about the difference in between being a boxer and a writer, okay? Very different. But I wonder, really, many qualities would be needed for both. If you think about determination to keep on going and striving to achieve your dreams, okay, being resilient and never giving up, Okay, even though the path he's gone down is very different to what he thought he might do when he was younger, lots of things still come into play for how you are as a person, okay, to help you achieve what you want to achieve, children. And if you think about our master values, they very much help us to do that, don't they, in school? Number 2, when he was a boy, he wanted a real trumpet for his birthday, but instead he got a plastic one. Okay, he got a plastic toy. And he says if you've ever read the book Gorilla, that's partly based on that experience of when he was younger. So I wonder if you're going to look at Gorilla this week, year 3. Number 3, he loves rugby and played as a scrum half for 18 years. Now, I don't know what a scrum half is. Obviously, it's something to do with a position in rugby. I challenge anybody in year 3 to come and tell me what a scrum half is later in the week. Okay, I'd be interested in that. Number 4, his book The Tunnel was inspired by a very frightening tunnel he and his brother used to go down when they were boys. So really, he's written a lot of his stories, children, on his on his experiences from when he was younger. That's really interesting to know, isn't it? I hope you enjoy finding all about Anthony Browne, year 3 this week. Oh, year 4, you are in for a treat. You're going to be focusing on Roald Dahl. Wow, George's Marvellous Medicine, Matilda, The Twits, James and the Giant Peach, The Enormous Crocodile. Think about all of the text that you could be coming across this week. And what I've done for Roald Dahl here on this slide of the presentation is to think about important things that he's said, okay, over his lifetime, the quotes that we still live by and still read today and are still inspired by. Listen to these. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. That's what Roald Dahl has said. If you're going to get anywhere in life, you have to read a lot of books. Mrs. Sawyer's already said that this morning. Roald Dahl agrees with me. And this one is really, really important. A person who has good thoughts cannot ever be ugly. You can have a wonky nose and a crooked mouth and a double chin and stick out teeth. Sounds a little bit like he's describing me there. Oh, but if you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams and you will always look lovely. How special is that, children? So if you have good thoughts and you show kindness and happiness and put a smile on your face, okay, you will always be the envy of other people. They will look at you and think, wow, I'd like to be that person. Enjoy focusing on all of those fantastic books by Roald Dahl, year 4. Year 5, J.K. Rowling, okay? The amazing author of all of the Harry Potter books, okay? And what I thought might be good for us here, children, was to listen to a recording of J.K. Rowling reading one of her favourite passages that she has written from one of the Harry Potter books. So I'm going to get that up now for you and show you that. First of all, and just need to make sure that the sound's on as I do this. 2 seconds. Yeah, include computer sound, and then I should be able to play this for you. Okay, so here is J.K. Rowling reading one of her favourite Harry Potter passages.
I'm going to read from Sorcerer's Stone, and I'm going to read. Now, I absolutely loved writing this passage, and in fact, I started writing this sitting under a tree in a park, which is appropriate, and you will understand why it's appropriate when I've read a little more.
Okay.
The last shop was narrow and shabby. Peeling gold letters over the door read, Ollivanders, makers of fine wands since 382 BC. A single wand lay on a faded purple cushion in the dusty window. A tinkling bell rang somewhere in the depths of the shop as they stepped inside. It was a tiny place except for a single spindly chair that Hagrid sat on to wait. Harry felt strangely as though he had entered a very strict library. He swallowed a lot of new questions that had just occurred to him and looked instead at the thousands of narrow boxes piled neatly right up to the ceiling. For some reason, the back of his neck prickled. The very dust and silence in here seemed to tingle with some secret magic. "Good afternoon," said a soft voice. Harry jumped. Hagrid must have jumped too, because there was a loud crunching noise, and he got quickly off the spindly chair. An old man was standing before them, his wide, pale eyes shining like moons through the gloom of the shop. "Hello," said Harry awkwardly. "Ah, yes," said the man. Yes, I thought I'd be seeing you soon. Harry Potter." It wasn't a question. "You have your mother's eyes. It seems only yesterday she was in here herself, buying her first wand. 10¼ inches long, swishy, made of willow. Nice wand for charm work." Mr. Ollivander moved closer to Harry. Harry wished he would blink. Those silvery eyes were a bit creepy. "Your father, on the other hand, favoured a mahogany wand, 11 inches, pliable, a little more power, and excellent for transfiguration. Well, I say your father favoured it. It's really the wand that chooses the wizard, of course." Mr. Ollivander had come so close that he and Harry were almost nose to nose. Harry could see himself reflected in those misty eyes. "And that's where..." Mr. Ollivander touched the lightning scar on Harry's forehead with a long white finger. "I'm sorry to say I sold the wand that did it," he said softly. 13½ inches. You. Powerful wand, very powerful, and in the wrong hands. Well, if I'd known what that wand was going out into the world to do." He shook his head and then, to Harry's relief, spotted Hagrid. Rubeus Hagrid, how nice to see you again. Oak, 16 inches, rather bendy, wasn't it?" "It was, sir, yes," said Hagrid. "Good wand, that one. But I suppose they snapped it in half when you got expelled," said Mr. Ollivander, suddenly stern. Yes, they did, yes," said Hagrid, shuffling his feet. "I've still got the pieces, though," he added brightly. "But you don't use them," said Mr. Ollivander sharply. "Oh, no, sir," said Hagrid. Harry noticed he gripped his pink umbrella very tightly as he spoke. Said Mr. Ollivander, giving Hagrid a piercing look. "Well now, Mr. Potter, let me see." He pulled a long tape measure with silver markings out of his pocket. "Which is your wand hand?" Well, I'm right-handed," said Harry. "Hold out your arm, that's it." He measured Harry from shoulder to finger, then wrist to elbow, shoulder to floor, knee to armpit, and round his head. As he measured, he said, "Every Ollivander wand has a core of a powerful magical substance, Mr. Potter. We use unicorn hairs, phoenix tail feathers, and the heartstrings of dragons. No two Ollivander wands are the same, just as no two unicorns, dragons, or phoenixes are quite the same. And, of course, you will never get such good results with another wizard's wand."
Okay, so I wonder if any of you remember those children that have read Harry Potter's books and the Sorcerer's Stone. Do you remember the part of the text that J.K. Rowling was reading from there? I hope you really enjoy exploring her as an author this week, Year 5. Okay, and last but not least, we have Philip Pullman for Year 6. Okay, and he has written books called The Book of Dust, and you might have heard of this one before as well, The Golden Compass. Okay, and The Golden Compass is actually being transformed into a film, so you may be, I don't know, Year 6, be having some fun with that film perhaps this week and learning all about that, and perhaps doing a little bit of comparing. I'm not sure, I hope I'm right, but I'm sure that has been turned into a film. Philip Pullman is a very, very popular author for upper key stage 2 children. So I hope you really enjoy learning all about him and his books year 6. Yes, I thought I'd made a mistake there. Yeah, so what I've done there is just popped some facts about Philip Pullman just at the bottom there. So he is an English writer, and those books that I've got there on the screen aren't actually his best-selling books. He's written another book called His Dark Materials, a trilogy of fantasy novels and a number of other books. Okay, so the other books there, The Book of Dust and the Golden Compass, and also His Dark Materials, seem to be the most popular books for Philip Pullman. And in 2008, the Times named him, okay, and put him on the list of the 50 greatest British writers since 1945. Wow, what an achievement. Okay, so I hope you enjoy exploring the books written by him year 6. We've just got some important dates that I want to share with you now throughout the week. So today, 1st of March, we've got the assembly now and the launch of World Book Week, and we will ensure that book tokens are sent home so that you can use those and receive a book in exchange for your voucher. And the books this year are fantastic, and I'll tell you more about that later on in the week. They're really, really good books that you can exchange for that voucher, children. Tomorrow, the 2nd of March, we've got Draw Along with Famous Illustrators. Have your favourite book to hand on this day as well, in school and at home, for a virtual book scavenger hunt. Okay. The 3rd of March, write along with authors. You will be learning how to write like a wizard, maybe, and spooky stories. The 4th of March is actually National World Book Day. We will have another assembly with me, and we will all be nice and cosy in our pyjamas for that day, both in school and at home. And Key Stage 2, you have a live event at 2 o'clock on Thursday, on World Book Day, with the Children's Laureate Cressida Cowell, who wrote the fantastic book How to Train Your Dragon. And then to end the week off, the 5th of March, one of the activities there on the Friday will to be share all of our learning throughout the week with different year bands. So year 6 might show year 5 or year 4 everything that they've learned about Philip Pullman. Nursery might talk about Eric Carle and tell year 1 everything they've learned there. So as an academy there, across the school, you will be able to learn about not just your focus author, but other authors as well that other children have been learning about, and they might be able to recommend some books for you. And then here in the Star, we've got other reading activities. We'll be having Dear Time as usual, live storytelling sessions. We'll be having some story mashups maybe. We've talked about book recommendations. There'll be quizzes and book reviews, and definitely lots of reading aloud activities, okay, to really help build your confidence and fluency skills, children. And then I'm just going to end here by reading this out to you, which for the period of time that we're in is very, very meaningful for us children. And this encompasses everything to do with World Book Week and where we are in this moment of time. Okay, reading gives us some place to go when we have to stay where we are. So I wonder where you're going to go this week, children. I really hope you enjoy it. Have a fabulous week. I'll come and see everything that you're doing throughout the week, and I'm excited to see that. So just have a fantastic World Book Week.